It's wild to think that a movie made over 40 years ago could still be so relevant today when it comes to being a simp and a nice guy. Manosphere Highlights breaks down this movie called The Last American Virgin. I've never seen it, so let's get into this.
Here's Gary, our protagonist. He's got a big heart, a job delivering pizzas, and a major crush on Karen. Now Karen, she's all about Rick, the guy with the good looks, the confidence, and the unapologetic bad boy swag. You know, the kind of guy who treats life like one endless hookup. Karen's attraction to Rick is immediate, fierce, and totally out of Gary's league. But Gary's got his hopes up because he thinks being the nice guy somehow gives him the edge. Classic mistake.
I was about to say, she wants that excitement. She wants that thrill, buddy. Of course she's going to go for Rick. Rick is about to stick.
Win her over with kindness. He's not concerned with her problems. He's not giving her emotional support. And he's certainly not offering any financial assistance. But there's an undeniable spark there. A raw, instinctual attraction that doesn't care about nice guy qualities. Attraction isn't about logic, and Karen's eyes are set on Rick from the start. Tough news for Gary, but he hasn't realized it yet. So why does Gary even bother? What keeps him so dedicated to someone who's
Go for the nerdy girl, bruh.
Clearly out of reach? Well, he's about to find out exactly what happens when you confuse kindness with entitlement.
Simping ain't easy. It's not, bro.
Gary's got it bad. When Karen finds herself in a tight spot, it's Gary who steps up. He's there for her emotionally, financially, and physically. He even pays for her abortion. And this is when the nice guy myth gets shattered. Gary thinks that all his support
bring a bag of oranges
will win Karen over, that his loyalty will finally make him the one. But spoiler alert, attraction doesn't work like that.
Nope.
Sir? What's wrong?
It's Rick.
I'm pregnant.
Ooh. Ooh, a single mom. Who's the daddy, Rick?
You know, of course, there are certain precautions you could have taken before the few moments of pleasure that you enjoyed.
Bro, did he go with her to the...
itself,
he went with her to the clinic, too?
still, it does cost money. $250 to be exact.
$250?
That's okay. I can cover that.
Cash.
Cash.
Fine.
This scene speaks volumes. Karen's made her choices, and Gary's cleaning up after her mess, thinking this sacrifice will earn him her love. But here's the red pill. Karen isn't drawn to Gary's nice guy routine. She's seeking stability, sure, but that's not the same as wanting him. If anything, Gary's constant support makes him more like a fallback plan, a convenient safety net, not someone she actually desires. And we have to ask, is Gary really that innocent here? He's not interested in Rose, who clearly likes him. So it's not just about being nice.
That's why I'm saying, like, go for this girl. I know she might not be your type. She might have the crazy hair and the glasses. But if a girl, like, dude, my whole philosophy is, like, the girl should want the guy more than that guy wants the girl. Chat, put a one in the chat if you agree. The reason I say this is because women are hypergamous at the end of the day. Women want to know they got the best. They want to wait at the finish line and pick the winners, biologically, instinctually. So if you get a woman that really likes you, most of the guys that I know that are my really good friends, that's exactly how it went, and that's exactly why they're with their girls, is because their girl really adores them. But when you go the other way around and you're fighting for this girl's validation, it just makes you look like a freaking bait.
It's about selective attraction, even though attraction is not a choice. Gary only wants the one he can't have, which ironically is the same brutal game Karen is playing with Rick.
The Chad reality of why Rick's indifference makes him irresistible.
Rick is the quintessential 80s Chad. He's smooth, he's careless, and he doesn't stick around for the consequences. He's the guy Karen goes for, not because he treats her right, but because he doesn't try to treat her at all. In fact, his indifference is a major part of his charm.
She's been getting on my nerves. Hey, she's pregnant, you creep. So what? She's not the first. Yeah, but you were. Have you forgotten? Me? The first? Forget it, buddy. What are you trying to say? I'm saying that I'm probably not the only guy that ever screwed her.
Ooh.
Take that back.
She's a runner, she's a track star.
Or I decide to bust her head.
oughta.
Rick even tries to set Gary straight. He warns him that Karen's past isn't as pure as he imagines. But Gary's not having it. He's too invested in his white knight fantasy, thinking he can save Karen from herself. Gary's hooked on an illusion, convinced that being a good guy somehow entitles him to Karen's affection. But the reality? Gary is a backup, a safe option, the guy Karen turns to only when her bad boy falls short. Quick side note on the movie's symbolism. Pay attention to how Gary and Rick dress when dealing with Karen.
Oh yeah, he's wearing blue, he's wearing red. I mean, come on now.
Loyalty and sincerity, while Rick rocks red, representing passion, excitement, and danger. These colors aren't just wardrobe choices, they embody their opposing roles in Karen's life. Gary, the quote-unquote nice guy, is loyal to a fault, blinded by his blue pill idealism. Meanwhile, Rick, with his red pill confidence, represents the raw truth of attraction. No promises, just presence. The clash of blue and red perfectly mirrors their dynamic with Karen.
Wow. It's crazy to see how skinny everybody was too. There's not a lot of big backs.
The movie builds up to a brutal yet necessary lesson for Gary, and by extension, for every nice guy watching. Gary finally does the single thing he never should have done. He confesses his love to Karen. You can almost hear the violence in the background as he pours his heart out, expecting some kind of redemption. But guess what? Karen, she's not having it.
No.
She's already back with Rick, the guy who
she's getting blasted by Rick already. Poor Gary.
abandoned her when she needed him most. This ending hits hard because it's so unflinchingly real. The so-called nice guy,
How could you?
was never going to win her heart. And here's why that's a good thing.
I did my best, but I guess my best.
Bro, your best wasn't good enough. Oh, she's all lovey-dovey on Rick.
And that song by James Ingram, Just Once, amplifies the brutality of this scene. Gary's heartbreak is the red pill he needs. He finally sees the game for what
What we call this in the modern era is a villain arc.
it is. Brutal, yes, but also enlightening.
Bro, chat, I remember the first time I felt like this. It was like 7th grade. I was like, she broke up with me. She broke my heart. But I think that's when I was red pilled, though. Like that, from that day on, I was like, I'm never treating women with respect. I'm just kidding. I'm being very egregious in that. But I was like, I'm never gonna give a woman my full attention anymore. I'm always gonna keep them at an arm's length away, and I'm not gonna let them get too close to me. Because if you don't get too close to me, you're not gonna hurt me. You know what I mean? I don't know. So every man has his villain arc. Chat, put a 1 in the chat if you've had your villain arc.
His feelings don't entitle him to Karen's affection. And being a nice guy isn't a trump card. Instead, he was acting like a simpjutsu master, mistaking sympathy and emotional investment for love. And the harsh truth, Karen was never his to win. This is the exact lesson so many nice guys need to wake up to.
Facts, dude. The game is not fair, and that is the point.
The painful reality of the last American virgin is that attraction doesn't care about fairness, kindness, or effort. Gary's role as the nice guy didn't earn him anything but a harsh wake-up call. Meanwhile, Rick, the Chad, gets Karen's attention without lifting a finger. But here's the twist. Gary doesn't have to stay in his role. This is a wake-up call to raise his standards, see the game for what it is, and stop treating women like they owe him anything for his nice guy routine.
And this is Gary.
Hi, Gary.
Oh. Hi, Rose.
Would you like to dance, Gary? Let's dance.
Rose, I don't know.
Come on, dance.
I'm really kind of into, Karen. But he should have went with her, bro. He should have totally went with her.
Attraction runs both ways here. Rose has a thing for Gary, but Gary, he's not feeling it. And let's be honest, it's not just because she's too available. Rose doesn't have Karen's looks or the same allure. And Gary's only got eyes for that idealized version of Karen he's built up in his head.
Bro, that's
this
crazy.
irony underscores the whole point. Attraction isn't about...
Well, you know what kills me? These kids are every day like 15, 16 drinking bottles. What kind of partying were y'all doing in the 80s? This is wild today that it's still so relevant. It's mainly because navigating the dating scene can be absolutely brutal, but so can dealing with the aftermath of an accident. Have you ever been involved in a personal injury case? Over the years as an image consultant, I've worked with many clients recovering from workplace accidents, car accidents, and more. And I was actually shocked to learn how often people lose their personal injury cases. That's why I want to talk about Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. They specialize in a wide variety of personal injury cases, and they've won thousands of big cases. And if you end up working with them, they're going to fight for the money that you deserve. Just recently, Morgan & Morgan solidified verdicts in Florida of $12 million and $26 million in Philly. That's up to 40 times the highest insurance offer. And I'm telling you, your case could be worth millions. If you've been injured in an accident, don't wait. You can go visit www.forthepeople.com/Levi, found in the description below, to start your free claim today. Y'all know what time it is. Can we get some freeze in the chat? Loki. Free. Go to your place. Don't be a simp, dude. That's why I came up with the term, we have to end the simpidemic. Because so many men out there think that they can earn a woman's love or earn a woman's attraction. Dude, that's not the case, bro. She's either attracted to you from the jump. My philosophy is, and in chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. My philosophy is you're going to know in the first like 10 seconds whether you'd buck a woman or not. Is she going to know in the first 10 seconds whether she would buck you or not, bro? It's as simple as that. It's attraction. It's mainly physical. We're physical beings, men and women. Women like the Chads, men like the pretty girls. It's just been a thing since the test of time, bro. Pretty women have usually been the one to get bucked first. That's just how it is. Let's get into the Discord and see what you guys got.
I'm draining you out. Like my grandma used to tell me, you keep a man's stomach full and his nuts empty.
Damn.
Oh, yes. There's 3 things that men want. Empty nuts, full stomach, and peace and quiet. Shiva and I should have bought a Honda, put her on a freaking t-shirt.
Every time you see that girl, every time you see her, right?
Yeah.
You always fed good ass meal. She freaking you so good in the bedroom.
Yeah.
When you leaving, a baddie may come up. Hey baby, she pulling on you and stuff. Come here.
Yeah.
Kinda tired.
He's like, I'm getting the soul sucked out of me at home. I think I might pass.
Yeah.
And I'm full. He has to be consistent and be his piece. He ain't going nowhere.
Facts. This woman talking about I'm gonna keep you drained. I've never heard drained. I love it though. It's good. It's good.
We talk about the average man that's on dating apps. That man has to swipe right 200 times before he plans one coffee date, and 4 of those 5 coffee dates will end up ghosting him. Yep. That means that man of average attractiveness has to swipe right 1,000 times before actually going on one coffee date. Jesus. That man has to have so much internal self-confidence and self-worth for this not to start chipping away at who he is. And then on top of that, women all day long will tell him that man just needs to do better. He needs to grow as a person. He needs to be funnier. He should dress better, and he should start taking better pictures. He should redo his dating profile. That man very often will do these things. But more often than not, there is no change, and then that man just becomes more frustrated with dating today. So much so that man just decides to stay single. And that man will either just get lucky someday and he'll eventually meet a good woman, or he will find happiness in his singleness.
Yeah, dude, that's why a lot of men are going their own way, bro. But for me, I don't know, man. Maybe it's a part of just being a man. I never minded the chase. I never got mad at the chase. I never got mad at I know I gotta approach girls. And I think a lot of my homies, they would just see my success and be like, Levi, how do you do it? Like, bro, I'm shooting my shot like Devin Booker over here. I'm really, really going hard. I'm not trying to shoot once, twice. I'm shooting 10, 20, 30 times. I'm sending so many messages. I remember when Snapchat first came out, bro, I had to get off of it because the messages don't save. So I'm sitting there talking to girls and I'm getting them mixed up. What were we talking about? Because I kept a roster. I tell young men, have 5 to 7 women you're talking to at once at all times. If you're single and you want to date seriously and you want to be in a relationship, you got to talk to multiple women, bro. That's just dead and gone are the days of you just talking to one woman, bro. You got to play the field because more than likely she is. Think about how much attention she's getting. She probably has 5 to 7 guys she could text at any point in time. You need at least 5 to 7 women you're talking to at any given time, just in case And then I had them ranked. Put a number in your phone of which ones you like the most. If you can't kick it with them, go to your number 2, go to your number 3. Exercise your options. Be not available for every woman. It's going to raise your market value. If you're always available for a woman, you're always simping, you're always willing to pay, you're always available. Anytime she texts you, you text her back really quick. Bro, that's not the case. If you're just talking to a woman for the first time, wait to reply. Wait 5, 10, 20 minutes. Wait a day sometimes. If she calls you, don't answer the first one. Call her back. You know what I mean? Like, don't seem hyper available. It lowers your value, bro.
No one talks about divorcing a good guy. I've been divorced twice, both of which were my decision.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Both of which were your decision. Shocker.
And neither one of them were abusing me or cheating on me. That doesn't mean there wasn't a pile of other reasons.
Oh, I'm sure there were, honey.
As to why we couldn't maintain a healthy relationship. You deserve to be happy. And I'm proud of you for taking responsibility for your happiness and
Okay, so if you're taking responsibility for your happiness, you don't deserve it. You have to earn your happiness, right? So you're not entitled to anything. I don't think we deserve anything. I don't think anybody deserves a partner. Chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. I don't think anybody deserves a partner or deserves to be happy. You can earn the right to be happy.
doing something about it. So stop beating yourself up.
The reason why nobody's talking about divorcing the good guy is because they know how it makes them look, and they oftentimes live to regret it. And the bottom line is that it is extremely disappointing for men to hear stories like this, because it tells them that they could be an amazing man, but this is how they could still end up.
I mean, so true. And a lot of guys are just, from what I've seen in the consultations I've done, a lot of guys are just so logical. They don't want to play the games. They're sick of playing the games, of having to be like mean, having to be rude. A lot of guys are just like, I just want to be a cool guy and I want to be chill, but I have to like play these games with women. It's ridiculous. So I don't know. And then another thing I don't get, is especially with the modern dating, like women, the modern women, is like they're so comfortable just sharing their promiscuity and sharing their failures and sharing all the mileage that they're getting.
She's a runner, she's a track star.
This is a chick who's like just openly talking about being on multiple first dates. It's crazy.
I'm about to walk into my 4th first date of 2025. It's absolutely freezing. Thank God this guy picked a place literally 2 blocks from my house. I am walking in stilettos in snow, okay? Fearing that I might fall and wipe my ass. Anyways, this guy's 6'6".
Get an Uber, it's $5.
Stupid.
Don't know much about him other than the fact that he's a daughter. He's a giant. And yeah, stay tuned. I will report back how it goes. I hate being early. So it's almost midnight and he just left my house. We decided to come back here since it was just a block away and sit on the couch and have a few more drinks and just hang out. And it was amazing, like a solid 9 out of 10 on a first date.
She's a runner, she's a track star.
Cuddled, we talked about a lot of things, and I'm really excited. We're gonna call him the Giant because he's so freaking tall. And I will keep you guys posted on what happens next.
He definitely blew her back out that night. I'm telling you right now, Chad, if after a first date, you can go back to her crib, you're beating the cheeks. You're beating cheeks. Anytime I could get a girl over to the crib or over to her crib, bro, I'm beating cheeks. Chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. If you can go over to her crib, it's even better if you can go over to her crib, because then you can blow her toilet out, you know what I mean? You can make a mess, eat her food, and she ain't got to touch none of your snacks or worry about nothing that you got. That's cool. I always like going over to girls' cribs. I'll eat your food, baby. Cook for me. Show me what you got. But dude, if you're going over her crib, you're beating her cheeks. If a woman's that comfortable with you to invite you over to her place or vice versa, she's willing to come over to your... If a girl is willing to come over to your crib, first link, you're beating cheeks. It's as simple as that. Back in my heyday of Tinder, Hinge, and even in college, bro, if a girl's first suggestion was like, let me just swing by, let me just come up, let me pull up on you. Bro, I knew I was blowing it back out that night. I know I was at least realigning one spine. It's just crazy to me that these women are so comfortable sharing this online. She's like, yeah, I brought him back to my place. Baby girl, we know what that means. We know what that means. Your back got blown out. Your spine was completely realigned. Your daddy might as well have been a freaking chiropractor.
Shots fired!
With how much spinach was getting some realignage. It's absolutely wild to me. But Loki, did you have a good time today? I had a great time, Father. God, he's so bad. He never wants to be on his place. He just wants to be in there with his mom. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Go to LeviNichs.com for all of your merch needs. And I got Loki pillows, Loki jackets, and everything in between. Shout out to Ricky Sickle for providing some of those designs. But book a chat with me, a one-on-one consultation. The link is in the description if you need some looks maxing advice, a reality check, dating advice, or you just need some advice on your content creation journey. You want to start YouTube, I got your back like a chiropractor. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys tomorrow, man. Peace.